Well, it's not gold. It's also not silver. And it's not platinum. Finally, it's not palladium that has skyrocketed in price today, but another metal. I'm going to tell you what metal that is and why it's starting to climb back up again in this video as we explore. That's right. All of these metals are great. In fact, gold we've seen go to an all-time high, even when adjusted for inflation. Silver is really playing catch-up. It's been pretty impressive this year. It's done very, very well. The platinum group metals have really outperformed both gold and silver this year. Platinum especially is doing quite well, even though it's had a bit of a pullback today. But nonetheless, it's been nice to see platinum surge up. About 40 some odd percent this year. And palladium is making a surprising comeback as well too. It's actually the only other metal today to move in a positive direction. It is now up 1.4% to $1,252 right now. So watch palladium and watch platinum. These metals really, in a sense, are kind of immune from what's been going on in the markets today. And throughout the course of these downward trends for gold and silver and a kind of consolidation. There's not much of that happening in the platinum group metals, save for platinum today. But the other metal I'm talking about is rhodium. That's right, this metal right here is surging over 4% today. It's been an amazing move for rhodium. And before I talk about what's going on with rhodium, I want to remind you of channel sponsor, Summit Metals. Summit Metals has a special going on right now. And if you use the code Summit Salivate Summer, you'll get $10 for every order over $500. And this lasts until July 31st. So it's coming very, very soon. So nonetheless, rhodium has really been on fire. Now, it's not reached an all-time high, although right now, up $250, up over 4% today. The price is sitting at $6,950, far outperforming gold by double, more than double gold's price. And that really shouldn't surprise many of us who know how just rare rhodium is, but that's still very far from its all-time high. And that all-time high was $29,000 and change. So it's been an amazing ride for this metal for sure. And we saw it go right back down. In fact, I think it did get below $5,000 for a while. But when I bought this bar, it was at $600. That's right, $700 per ounce. And I bought this bar for $1,100. And I wish I would have bought more of them, obviously. Hindsight is 2020, but it is a very rare of the platinum group metals. The price of rhodium has been skyrocketing in recent years, and it is used as a catalytic converters in the automotive industry, and also helps to coat white gold and jewelry. Its rarity and increasing demand make it the most expensive of the metals that are tracked, at least by the markets today, according to this piece here from India.com. And it's mainly mined in South Africa and Russia. Does that sound familiar? That's exactly the exact same places where palladium and platinum are mined, because it's a platinum group metals. Now, this isn't intriguing. This is something that says rhodium is a radioactive metal that is naturally found in much smaller quantities than uranium ore. Extracting and refining it is very complex and a dangerous process. The scarcity of this metal on Earth makes it very valuable, and you cannot buy it easily, which means you also can't sell it very easily either. In fact, I have a whole playlist about this journey of this bar. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but I don't know. I'm not really fact-checking this piece right here now, because I don't think this is radioactive. I don't think they could sell it if it was radioactive. Maybe in natural form it is, but obviously refining it and bringing it into, or maybe it's around other radioactive materials, but this is inert. It does not, it is not radioactive in the form of a bar that you see here. So that is good news for sure. and I'm glad that's the case. But nonetheless, it is used in self-luminous paints, aircraft switches, dial clocks, nuclear panels, toothpaste, hair creams. In the 19th century, it was used in the medical field because it emits gamma rays, which makes it effective for the treatment of fatal diseases like cancer. Well, there must be special versions of it, because this is the first time hearing that it's radioactive. Today, it is produced very little because its uses are limited, and its radioactive properties are dangerous for health due to its use in paints, clothes, and medicines. Was stopped. Although I do think this is wrong information that I'm checking out here, because I think they're confusing it with some other metal. I just can't conceive of that being the case, because one of the things about the platinum group metals is the fact that they're noble metals. And so I challenge that. But it just goes to show you got to be careful where you get your information, what's out there. But basically, that article basically is saying from India that price has gone up, and a lot of it is on the piggybacking on what is happening with rhodium, or with the other platinum group metals, platinum and palladium. And so, really, essentially, rhodium is piggybacking on those other two metals in terms of its performance. But it is safe. Obviously, they wouldn't sell it in bar form like this. In fact, Baird Mint is the very first company to provide it and to make it available in bar form. In fact, there was a company that made rounds of them, rhodium in the form of rounds, but there were 10th ounce rounds. I think it was the Cohen Mint that produced those. But the other thing is that the other company that produced them in bar form is Pamp Suisse. You could buy Pamp Suisse bars, and the price had started to creep back up at that time, which made them fairly unaffordable, because I would have liked to have that to complete this collection of precious metals that are tracked on Kitco in major markets. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Would have been nice to have a rhodium bar there too, but I got to settle with the original maker of it. And there's only one, and you could also buy this from Kitco, and there's only, I don't know who the producer of it is, but I think the Snow Dragon was the only coin that was produced in rhodium. Now, looking at rhodium, just get an idea about the properties here. Rhodium is a rare silvery white and highly corrosion-resistant transition metal. Is primarily used in catalytic converters for vehicles due to its ability to reduce nitrogen oxides and exhaust gases. Rhodium is also used in jewelry plating to enhance shine and durability, and in various industrial applications as a catalyst and alloying agent. It is a very valuable and expensive metal, often trading at prices significantly higher than gold. Nothing in there about it being radioactive in any shape, manner, or form. But again, it could be that in the ground it is near radioactive material, but in refinement and processing it, probably that is not the case, where it's going to be anywhere near a problem. And so, yes, but fascinating indeed. It's an amazing metal for sure. Very rare. It is rarer than both platinum and palladium, and platinum is about 15 times more rare than gold. So that gives you an idea of just how rare the metal is, not only above the ground, but also below the ground, for sure. And so its uses certainly are quite, a lot of uses there for the metal, for sure. But also, there is a lot of areas where the metal is not really used in terms of money. It is a very fringe precious metal, and I've done a video talking about why I love rhodium that talks about that, and why it's not a metal that you should stack per se. I bought this sort of as an investment, but really more so than that, I bought it because I'm curious about the metal, and I'd like to have an example of it in my collection. And so I probably should have cashed out at $29,000. In fact, I remember distinctly making videos, and I'm going to put a link to the playlist in the end screen here, where you can check out the videos and the journey of this bar from the time I bought it, because I did a video about it when I bought the bar, which I think was in about 2014 or 2015, somewhere thereabouts, and the journey of its price upwards to the point now where I missed the opportunity. Well, I didn't miss it. I knew it was there, I just decided against selling it at the high price. But nonetheless, it's a fascinating metal, and this channel is called Salivate Metal. It's not called Salivate Gold or Salivate Silver, Salivate Platinum, or Salivate Palladium. I like to talk about all the metals. I enjoy multiple different precious metals and even base metals. I really like copper to some extent, too. So rhodium is just another one of those metals. So talking about it here, this is one of the only channels that will talk about all of the precious metals, and the only one that has a playlist on rhodium itself, of which this video will be a part. So if you enjoy what I do here, which is to bring you the latest news in the world of precious metals, I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel, and I hope you will consider pressing that notifications bell down below as well. And speaking of, radioactive and things that are harmful for your health, this is a little service announcement that I got to post out there. I would like you to press the thumbs up button, but there is some adverse health effects that can occur if you were to press it. That's right. Some people have complained of blood filling up the lungs, of people becoming sterile, of bowel movements. Unexpected flatulence have known to occur in people that have pressed the thumbs up button. So if you do press that thumbs up button down below, do so at your own risk. That's right. I've given you the warning. It's up to you to do it now. So just a word of caution there. So that being said, I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.